put the nail on the head here, which is that 12,000 jobs were created last month, and all of them were in the government sector. We actually lost last month 28,000 private sector jobs. We lost 46,000 manufacturing jobs in the United States of America, and we know that so many of those manufacturing jobs are the foundation of the middle class in the United States of America. They're also the foundation of American self-reliance. Donald J. Trump believes that in America, we ought to make more of our own stuff with our own people in our own country instead of relying on foreign countries to make our stuff. It's common sense. And you know, one of the biggest drivers and the biggest drivers of Kamala Harris's failure and the biggest contrast between her and Donald J. Trump is that for the last 4 years, Kamala Harris has waged war on the American energy sector. She's made it harder to drill, made it harder to frack, made it harder to build pipeline to get oil and gas from one place to the next. And when Donald J. Trump is president, it's very simple. We're going to drill, baby, drill. That is going to do... That's going to do more to lower energy costs, but it's also going to do more to lower costs on everything. You know, when Kamala Harris, they ask her this question, they say, well, you know, what are you going to do about lowering the price of groceries and gasoline, lowering the price of housing? And she'll say, well, I grew up in a middle-class family. Or to Don's point, she'll say, you know, when I worked at McDonald's, I made the hash browns, and I was very, very good at it. And anybody with an ounce of common sense is saying you didn't answer the question. What specifically are you going to do? And importantly, what are you going to change about what you've already been doing for the past 4 years, which has driven up the cost of goods? Think about this. If the truck driver who's delivering the groceries to the grocery store is paying 45% more for diesel, all of us are paying more for our groceries. If the guy delivering the lumber to the job site is paying 40% more for gasoline, then all of us are paying more for housing. If we want to unleash the American economy, if we want to lower prices for our fellow citizens and create more private sector jobs, we have got to stop buying oil and gas from tin pot dictators all over the world. Let's buy it from our own people, our own territory, and our own country. And there's so many contrasts, so many differences where Kamala Harris wants to open the southern border. President Donald Trump is saying, if you came to this country illegally, pack your bags because in 3 months you're going back home. That's a very simple difference. Where Kamala Harris has facilitated the Mexican drug cartels doing business in the state of Nevada and Arizona and all over our country, Donald J. Trump is saying, let's go to war against those drug cartels and stop the flow of poison into our country. Where Kamala Harris is going around bragging that she's going to raise your taxes. Look at the details of her tax plan. Don't trust the slogans. Her tax plan, she is bragging that she's going to raise taxes on American families to the tune of thousands of dollars per year. By the way, while she's rewarding foreign countries and foreign corporations for shipping American jobs overseas. You know what Donald J. Trump wants to do? He wants to cut your taxes and penalize the corporations and the countries that are shipping American jobs overseas. It's very simple.